to your last week in the digital art room. Can you believe it? We're here. It's almost summer and we have one final art project to do before your summer fun begins. Now, this is our last art assignment for this school year, but please make sure you go back in and click submit this assignment for your other art projects so that you can get credit for them. If you've sent me an email of your artwork, I clicked it for you so you're good to go, but please, you have to do 2 out of my art assignments to get your pass for art for the 2019-20 school year. Okay? So please click that button. All right? So, boys and girls, this week we are going to make sunsets or sunrises. And I thought we would do this symbolic image this week because sunsets and sunrises are, first of all, beautiful. My nephew Calvin loves sunsets. He always looks for them and wants to show his mommy them whenever he thinks they're very pretty. But then second of all, they're very symbolic of things being new beginnings or the end of something. And with the school year ending and all of these tricky weeks and tricky months that we've been having, I think it's both a new beginning and a fresh start for something new. So with these symbolic images of sunsets or sunrises in mind, we're going to get making today. Also with your making, this week, we are going to be focusing not only on colors of sunsets or sunrises, but also how important those colors are to help us show our emotions, because colors are very symbolic of emotions. So depending on which colors you choose for your sunset or sunrise today, you can be showing that you are full of love, that you are excited, that you are full of energy and happiness. Maybe you're going to show that you're a little bit calm or a little bit sad. Maybe you're worried. Maybe you're envious. Maybe you are full of wisdom and mystery. Maybe you are feeling strong and powerful. It's up to you. So we're going to talk a little bit about colors and emotion and how they come together with our sunset or sunrise picture. To make our images this week, which are going to look something a little like this, or maybe they'll look a little like this, or maybe they'll look a little like this. There are so many different ways to make sunsets or sunrises, and I'm going to show you a couple different options today. To make our pictures, you are going to need a white piece of paper. That's an easy one. Once you have that, here's a trick. You are going to need some sort of non-washable marker. So something like a Sharpie that won't wash away is key, or a crayon. I still only have a little one because I broke it a long time ago. Crayons work great, or Sharpie, so permanent markers. And then we are once again, boys and girls, going to turn markers into paint. So you're going to need, a set of colorful markers. I really like the thick ones because then I can get thick, bold lines. Now, if you don't have any of those things, or you just want to paint instead of turning markers into paint, that's okay too. Or if you just have crayons and you can color it all in with your crayons today. So our sunset or sunrise is very flexible. Once you get your tools, meet me back here. We'll talk about colors and how they can show our emotions, and we'll get drawing. Make some sunsets or sunrises. So to do that, you remember you need your white paper, you need your markers, you need your Sharpie or your crayon. And I forgot one thing, duh, Miss Morningstar. We're gonna turn our markers into paint. So then to do that, you also need a paintbrush and a cup of water. Now, if you don't have a paintbrush, don't worry. You can just use your markers or your crayons to color this in. Or if you have paint, you could just paint it. But I thought it would be fun to show you a new technique. So if you notice, a sunrise usually has a half circle, and then there are rays of light that comes out, or at least in my sunrise, that's how it works. So you're gonna have a half circle and then your rays. Now how you do that is up to you. On this one, you can see I did a wiggly line at the bottom and then put my sun and my rays. So you can have some ground or sea if you want to too. And then in this final one, I put my sun as a full circle somewhere in the middle of my page, and then had my rays coming all out around. So this sunset hasn't touched the sky yet, and that's okay too. So however you want to do it is up to you. To get started for our sunset or sunrise, I thought I would show you how to do one that has some ground on it. Now you're going to take your crayon or your permanent marker, whatever you have, and the first thing I like to do is put a border around the side because it makes it look like a fancy piece of artwork with a frame on it. So to do that, you're going to take your crayon, and I just put 4 dots, 1 in each corner of my white piece of paper. All right, then those are my guidelines, and I'm going to connect them together with my crayon. And boys and girls, I am pressing so hard. So that's why my crayon broke before, and that's okay. I want to press hard because I want my lines to be nice and dark. If they're not dark because I don't press hard like that, my picture won't show up as well. So I really want to make sure that I press real hard as I connect all of my lines together. And remember, don't worry about a ruler because if they have a little bit of wiggle, that's okay. It's kind of exciting. Now for this one, I'm going to do the one that has the little bit of some ground on it. So I'm going to create a horizon line. That's a line that's going to go from one side of my paper to the other. And I'm going to keep it down a little bit, a third of the way down, not in the middle. I'm going to knock it down a little bit so I have more space for my sunrise. So I'm going to make this one a little wavy so that maybe it'll look like ground or water, whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to repeat that wavy line or whatever kind of line you want to make underneath a few times. Cool. Now to make my sunrise, I need my half circle right above my horizon line, and it's going to connect, touching right there. Now I get to do the rays of my sunrise, and I like to start right in the middle with a straight vertical line that's going to go straight up and touch my border up here at the top. So using my crayon, pressing hard, straight line. And then from there, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to find the middle again and do a straight line out. Find the middle again of either of those two sections and straight line out, straight line out. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. If that's not enough rays, you can always add extras. Maybe you want some skinny ones in between. That can be pretty cool too. Cool. My sunset is ready. Now I get to add some color. When we think about color, boys and girls, remember, we want to think about our emotions and how some colors make us feel. So you might want to choose to make your sun very yellowy if you're feeling very warm and full of energy, or orange for if you're feeling very enthusiastic or have all kinds of tension and excitement. Maybe you want to use red if you're feeling very loving, pink if you're feeling very kind. Red also has another side. It can be an angry color. So if you're feeling a little angry, you can use red as well. Blue is very calming. Green is maybe a little bit of jealousy or anger there too. Purple is wisdom or mystery. And then brown is reliability and strength and excitement. So you choose a color or colors that show how you feel. Now, depending on which colors you choose, we are going to draw with our markers in a very special way so that we can transform our markers into paint. Now, I am feeling wise because Miss Morningstar has been doing a lot of learning these past couple days, doing lots of reading. So I'm going to use purple for mine. Now, to make my sunset colored in, what I'm going to do is color just the outline, and I'm using my marker, and I'm going to use the side fatter edge so I can make a wide outline line next to my black crayon. And then I'm going to fill in the border only of that ray shape like that. And I've pressed really dark and hard. Now I can do another one, maybe like this guy right here. I like when there's some space between, and now I'll do this one over here. Fill it with some purple. I like when sunsets are often purple. It's unique to see the sky that color. And then maybe I'll do one more over here just to balance it out. And I'm only doing the outline. So you're kind of tracing right next to your original black crayon line. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of blue because I'm feeling very calm today. And again, look, I'm going right next to my crayon line. It's like they're friends walking together on the sidewalk, staying right next to each other, and then turning when I get to the edge, doing it again, staying right next to my black line, making it nice and thick. For my ground, boys and girls, I want it to be a little different colors than my sky so that it looks separated and will stand out from each other. So I'm going to pick new colors to do my ground. But same thing, I'm following along the lines that I already made, staying in that crazy shape that I invented. My outline colors are all complete. Now it's time to transform this marker coloring into paint. So you're gonna need your little water cup and your paintbrush. Now I'm not gonna add any color to my paintbrush at all, boys and girls. I'm going to pull the color from my washable marker line into the center here to make this part have lots of beautiful bright color. So all I'm gonna do with a wet paintbrush, I'm gonna first trace over a little bit on the color marker that I already colored. And then you'll see that color will start to wash out and start to bleed or move into the center. And then I'm working from the outside in to color in that whole shape. And it's kind of cool because you still keep some of that outline border. Now, I'm not gonna do the one right next to it. I'm gonna skip and I'm gonna do the rest of my blues going around the outside edge. Look, you can see it just starting to pull right into that center. And then the more you go over it, the more color will come out of the marker and the darker your color will get. Get some more water. If you run out and it doesn't seem to be working, you probably need more water on your brush. So re-dip and then add more water. Your paper will probably get very wet while you do this. If you notice, boys and girls, the crayon acts as a fence or a barrier so that the colors don't bleed onto each other. They stay where they're supposed to stay within their own little section. So that way you don't get colors that are muddy and all mixed up. Awesome. Now that my sunset is all finished and every color part and section is colored in, I am finished. Look at my beautiful sunset. And I love looking at it because it kind of helps to show how I was feeling today. And now I can share it with someone else and tell them all about me. Now remember, you can put a ground. You can also, if you look at this one that I made before, boys and girls, instead of doing the outline border, I put different types of lines in the rays and then colored all over it to make it kind of crazy. Or maybe you want to go through and remember your rainbow colors and make it Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And then reverse. So however you want to color in your sunset or sunrise is up to you. I can't wait to see them when they're all done.